your spin of the upcoming games.
Yes, sir.
Love it. So we get a lot of feedback from that and say, hey, he does a great job. So thank you for that. But as before we took the call there, I said that I wanted to share a brief story, how you got.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve in mind. Floating on the water with good old Steve in mind.
Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And as you can see, I've got one of my good buddies here, Jeff Parrott. Jeff, good to have you with me tonight, brother.
Thank you for inviting me down, Steve. It's good to be here.
Good to have you here. I can't tell you enough. I do want to say hello to our sponsor, International Union of Operating Engineers. Guys, I can't appreciate every one of you. Can't thank you enough, and we're going to try to show you some film tonight and see a bunch of fish. So I want to thank everybody for their help and their sponsorship and this, that, and the other, and want to say hello to Brother Mike. He's still fighting this, what did I tell you, the shingles? And,
shingles?
Yeah, and some other things I hadn't seen. Mike hadn't been on the water in several weeks, and so we're just hoping he'll get. And he looked awful good today. Went by his house. He looks a lot better today than he did a couple of months ago. So I'm just tickled to death that he's looking that good and getting better. So. But anyway, we've got some fishing film. We're going to show that. And we're going to talk about some baits that we're going to look at and this, that, and the other. Jeff's had a real good couple of days here in the past week or so, catching some good fish. And so we're going to let him do his thing. When we get back to that, we'll let Jeff talk about what he's been into and that kind of thing. So anyway, if 1086 is the phone number over here, and Chandler, if you call in, he'll over here to their telephone, and we'll try to get with you, and we'll try to get with you as soon as we possibly can. So anyway, Jeff, give us a little insight on what's going on.
I tell you what, this month for me personally, Steve, as we were talking off camera, it just seems like there's just been a lot going on in my life, trying to get a little bit of practice fishing done, and I was running for county commissioner here in Anderson County District 1, and I had to do a little bit of work on that one. That vote was in between just the commissioners themselves. They had to replace a person who had moved out of the district. Mm-hmm. So that took up a little bit of time for me. Also, just trying to get things kind of squared away around the house and getting ready for this transition from the summertime to the fall. But anyway, I was able to get out there on the water. We finished up our state tournament with the kayak fishermen. There was almost 100 of us. There's 10 clubs across the state, and this year the tournament was held on Fort Loudon, Tellico. I ended up somewhere in the middle of the pack on those, and there was a lot of fish caught, so we got that one finished up. And then the last one that we've had, which was this past weekend, was our last Watts Bar Kayak Angler Fisherman Club that we just finished up on, and we called it our Classic. And I took your advice, and I went to a new place. I generally don't try a new place out on tournament day unless I pre-fish it. But Steve had a lot of luck down there. It was down in an area I know you're familiar with, around the Little Emery.
Yeah.
And that was quite of an experience there. There was a lot of fish that was caught not only by me, but a few of the other fellows that were there. But we were spread out all over Watts Bar, and that was just a good area to go to. I'll just tell you, those fish were just all around the millful. They were just all thick in there, and they were all good quality fish. Every fish I caught, except for maybe one or two, were 12 and 13 inches long. But we're talking 16 and a half, 17s, 18 and a half largemouth, and they were just thick in there. So I had a good weekend there. And also, I believe there was a tournament that went out of Tom Fuller that same day down there in Rockwood, and we finished up that next day, that Sunday afternoon down there, and I went and finished up in the Tom Fuller area there because our check-in was going to be that Sunday afternoon. So that was fine. So it was a good month. It's been a good month of fishing. I think it's only going to get a little better as the surface temperature of the water cools down.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%, Jeff. That's definitely for a fact. And you know, let's see, what was your water temperature on your...
Okay. When I got down there and I was in the water probably around 7 a.m. on both days, both locations of the river and the main lake at Watts Bar was about 58 degrees on the surface.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was about 58 degrees.
Yeah. All righty. I kind of figured that too, because I had been down there fishing in the Emory and area there in places, working my way out to the Clinch River over there from the Ladd's Landing. I wound up right in that neighborhood there, but I had fished some up in the Emory area and this, that, and the other. So I'm glad I had an opportunity to tell you what I'd done. And I said, you apply what you need to and hammer down. I'm
glad I listened to you, Steve. I remember calling you. I said, I don't know what to do down here. This is all new area for me. And I remember calling you, and I said, what do I need to do? And you said, well, try a little small crankbait. Maybe try a spinnerbait. Well, what color? What size do I need? And I was appreciating all the good advice. I needed it because it was a new area for me. And I got down there, and it worked out real well. The water temperature, like I say, was 58 there at the river area where I was at. And it looked like they're dropping the water just a little bit. So maybe some of the boaters might want to take that advice and just be careful when you get out there in that channel. It's of course those kayaks we can get 6 inches of water, but it was a good place to be. That's for sure. The fish were biting that day. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Sounds good. Tell us about the baits you were using.
Okay. Well, the first thing that I done, the very first thing on the morning, this was this one here is a buzz bait, and it's one of the lighter ones. This one here is a quarter ounce. I don't use a big bait like you would want to use in a water like Okeechobee for Florida, or maybe in Alabama or Georgia. I use the smaller baits. I always have. They just seem to not make as much water ripple when they hit when you make a cast. But this was one of the first ones that I used that morning there, and I think I got a couple of hits off of it. And then I switched over to the spinner bait, and this is in a quarter. This is a quarter ounce. This is not the exact War Eagle I was using, because I was telling you earlier, a muskie took that away from me that day. I tell you, the fish was biting all species. But what I like about this one, Steve, is that the blades are the small willow leaves. They don't put off a whole lot of vibration. Mm-hmm. And these baits are small, and that's what the fish were going after. They were going after that one, but this particular one right here is the magic lure right here, or one that's similar to that. Mm-hmm. This is a Strike King. It's a Sexy Dog Junior. It's a Kevin Van Dam signature bait. It's a walking bait, and this one here outperformed both of those baits there, because this one is a bait that when it hits the water, it don't sink down below the surface. Because I was making my cast toward the edge of the milfoil, not on top of it, because obviously you'd come back with a lot of grass on the treble hooks. But this one would hit the water and not sink, and as soon as the ripples went away, I would crank it and move it in this way. A Zyra spook would do the same thing, or a smaller bait, but when they hit this one here, there we go, there's a good video picture of that. When they hit that one, they're got. Those treble hooks there are very unforgiving when they get it. And most of the fish that hit it, I had them on both hooks. We'll go ahead and show you that other first one here. This is the again the 1/4 ounce buzz bait, and it has a little clicker on the front there. And then this one here was the other one. Now this one has a trailer on it. That's the little 2.5 inch Kitech, but that wasn't necessary for me to catch those fish. I think what happened, I may have had a strike on one of them, and it may have bit the tail off of it, and I just pulled it off and throwed it again, caught a fish. So, so you know, it didn't matter.
Right.
So anyway, that's those are the baits. And again, this one here was the magic one. That one is special, and I think we got a video of my brother and I were out this same time of year. I was digging back through some of my archives to show you maybe an actual catch on this one, and I think we'll see that in the video coming up. And it was on Norse Lake. It was out from Point 19, I guess what you call those islands out there, Pilot or somewhere around there. So so that's a good little bait right there. And we were using 12-pound test was plenty enough. Of course, the 12-pound test wasn't enough to get my lure back from that big old muskie eye, and I got that under the railroad bridge up there, just underneath Highway 61.
There are several of those muskie runs that river right there.
It was prehistoric looking, you know. I think that's one of the first. That might have been the second one I may have caught, but that thing came up, and I said, that just can't be a fish.
Right.
But it certainly was. It was a big one.
Yeah, I hear you. I got into, you know, very few times I've ever went to in that Little Emery area that I didn't hook one or whatever, and you know, every 4 or 5 trips, dang if you wouldn't catch one. You know, I mean, they just keep coming. So I had one there. Shucks, he was as long from my waist to the bottom of the boat, and I, like I told you a while ago, I had this. Luckily, I had a set of them grippers. You know, I didn't have to get my hand down there on that some gun. I finally got I held him down with my foot, got my needle nose, got my bait. I had a little crankbait there, and he'd swallowed it, and I got it out of his mouth, and I let him lay there for a minute, and I grabbed them grippers up and throwed him back in the water, you know. But they are some dandies in that Emery.
They are, and I was told that after the day was over with. One of the local guys that was down there, his name's James Brown. He lives there on the Little Emery, and he said he catches them quite frequently.
I don't want nothing to do with them.
No, they look a little bony. They're bony or something there.
Yeah.
And I think there's quite a few of them on Melt Hill, aren't they?
Shucks. Yeah, well, I do know this. One of the guys that we go to church with, Carl Kelly, he's got a picture of one that I'm telling you, that thing is humongous.
Yeah, this one was at least 40 inches long. He was so big we couldn't even get him in a net.
I hear you. Don't even waste your time.
I sat there. I did waste 15 minutes. I just wanted that lure back. You know, that was one of my favorite War Eagle spinner baits. But he decided he wanted it worse than I did.
I hear you. But that's a good thing, and I'm glad Jeff. Our communications with him and his brother, and here in the last 3 or 4 years, has been a big help to me and Mike and to them. And So we're looking forward to that first trip to Norris, aren't we?
Oh yeah, well I'm ready. And let's let that water cool down a little bit, and we'll break out the crankbaits. We'll get those banded lures out. We'll hit those rocky banks.
That sounds like a good
we're ready
plan.
for that. We're ready for that. We went through the walleye season, and we're ready to go up there and get on that. And I tell you what, I know Mike. He's probably wanting to get back out on the crappie.
Yeah.
He's a crappie man.
There's no doubt about it. If he continues to improve here, like we're hoping and praying that he does, he'll be down there sometime in December, if not earlier. So, and I'm taking a trip down to Florida here next week, and so somebody's gonna have to hold the fish down.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Mike can do it. I know he can.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to step up and find us one of those forward-facing sonars.
You're exactly right.
Well, we got Christmas around the corner. Maybe we'll be good boys and Santa might bring us some.
Well, I kept thinking how I was going to spring that on my wife, and because I've let it slip 2 or 3 times about the amount of money that it's going to cost to get one of those spot things, and so anyway, we're going to see what happens. Hopefully Santa Claus will be good to me.
Well, if not, Steve, you and I are at the age where we both use our instincts.
Yeah.
When we're out fishing, we know what colors to use. We look at the temperatures of the water.
Yeah.
We look at the terrain. We look at the depth. So, a lot of your older anglers like us, we grew up that way. So, so we have it installed in us, just our own techniques that we're used to, and we get by. But I'll tell you, it's most definitely a tool in our toolbox of anglers, and these young anglers that are coming on some of these boat tournaments. Hey, they're good at it. They know how to use electronics, and they're good at it, and
yes, sir.
And they catch a lot of fish.
Sure enough, Jeff, that's exactly right. These couple of them guys, the oldest school down there around me right now, and they won a big tournament this past summer down on Chickamauga. So they know what they're doing.
That's right. Boy, I tell you, they some good competition. A lot of your high schools and those high school kids, and then you got the college level kids. I mean, they're as good as the pros. You'll watch Bassmasters Elite, and you'll see guys on there 23 years old.
Yeah.
And they'll come back with a boatload of fish.
Yeah.
And they're good at it. They're real good at it.
Sure enough.
I think if I was in college and I discovered something like that, I don't think I'd ever graduate. I'd probably be back home somewhere. It's a good thing. When I was at Tennessee Tech, I didn't discover Dale Holler, or they would have found me up there living on the lake bank. Maybe I'd moved in with Bill or something,
Right.
And he'd let me smallmouth here.
I hear you. Yeah, it's good to hear, Bill. I hope he's listening and watching the show. We're tickled to death that he's still kicking around, and try to get with him as much as I can when I can. And he's just, his know-how is just out of this world. I mean, back in the days when they didn't have all this electronics and stuff, and he knows or knew, and he did know and still does. I guarantee you where he needs to be and where he don't need to be.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows a lot. He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He is. He really is.
Good gentleman.
Sure is. Glad we got acquainted. All right. Let's see here what we can come up with. Chandler, you got us some film ready? All right. Whenever you get ready to turn her on, do your thing, man.
Thank you, Steve, for letting me be a guest tonight. Let's jump right in. This is a little fishing trip from this past Saturday, October the 25th, 2025. Folks, as you can see, The milfoil is very thick in this section of Watts Bar Lake. This is an area they call the Little Emery. Let me show you some of the fish I caught, and we'll talk about them as we go through some of the video clips you're about to see. Okay, these are typical of what I'm catching right here on the spinner bait. Here on Watts Bar, I'm up in the Little Emery, and boy, they are all over this milfoil. They are everywhere. They're everywhere on it. These things are really, really eating real good. I'm gonna let this big old gal go here. Get in there, buddy. Thank you. Have a good Saturday. All right, as you can see, I was in my kayak, and this is the results of a little friendly tournament we had. I came out number 6 out of 15 anglers. Had a good day. I was very pleased with it. All right, folks, the way we do this in the kayak world, we catch, we measure, and then we photograph and release. So here's some of the fish that I got. They range from 18.5 inches, I think, down to 12 3/4. It was a good day fishing, and it was a good day to be outdoors. All right, folks, here's another bait that I used the second day of our tournament. And this is a little clip from this time ago last year on Norse Lake. It's called a Sexy Dog Junior. It's by Strike King Lures. And I'll tell you, it is a good topwater bait to use this time of the year. So let's sit back and watch Paul Parrott put this largemouth in the boat. And he does a good job on putting this one in. So let's sit back and watch him land this good fish.
Here that you're looking at, it's just setting up our humming.
Oh, I know.
It's,
All right.
all right. Thank you, Chandler. We'll get back to that here shortly, because I've got a good feeling we got some good film there on a couple of trips, and we'll go from there. I want to just remind everybody about the sponsors of our show, and that's coming from IUOE and over in Knoxville there. Can't thank that crew and that group of men, can't thank you, and women, can't thank you all enough for sponsoring us there. So we're going to go to Chandler now and let him put us some more film on.
Camera working. I got a small one here, 12, 13 incher, I guess. I've had 2 to get away on that brush hog, and I've been trying everything else, and went back to that brush hog, flipping it, and caught this one here, so I'm gonna stay with it for a while. See if I can find some more of them. I was trying to film a few that I had the other day, but the camera wasn't working. I had to change cards out in it. So stick with us, and we'll get back in here on some of this structure and see what we can find. Water temperature 73 degrees in here, so them fish ought to be bedding somewhere. There's a little crappie. We're down here in the Emery fooling around and trying to stay out of the wind, and finally found a little crappie down there, about 2 foot deep. We'll put him back in the water and see if we can find a few more. All right, Gary, he finally got us a keeper there. Well, that's a pretty one too, I'm telling you what.
It is. Look at the colors in
All
it.
over. Yeah. Pretty fish, pretty fish. All right, folks. Gary, you got a real nice black crappie there. Real pretty crappie. Oh, straighten your legs out there, boy. All right, that's better now. Put him in the box. They wouldn't find some more of them dudes. Thank you. Down ahead, we got 9 crappie there. Which has done real good. We're going to get on to the house and put the knife to them. We might even eat some for supper tonight. Anyway, remember the sponsor? Yeah, let's go fishing. All right. We got one there. Fishing for crappie, catch bass. Fishing for bass, catch crappie. Anyway, I'm going to get him off here. He's a good little largemouth. He's 14 inches or better. So anyway, I'll get him off here and get him back in the water. See if we can get the crappie that we're after. Camera. All right, I got an injured bass here that jumped on my bait. Good little bass. He got a little bit of red on his tail a little bit, and then Gary caught that big crappie right there. Boy, that's a good eater there now. Okay. Yeah, that'll make a good eater there. Get him in the box and see if we can find a few more of them. All right, Gary, you got another nice crappie there. Got back in here out of that wind where we could fish a little bit. But, yeah, it's supposed to be light and bearable. It's light, but I don't know about the variable part. Yeah, that's a good crappie, good crappie. Get a dozen more to go with him. Okay, folks, I think I'm recording. I got one bass here finally in the boat. I've had 2 or 3 on, and they keep getting off. Got that on the Carolina rig. I missed it twice on the dang crankbait. And had a hold of it, and then turned around and caught that on the Carolina rig. There may be more of them in there. Anyway, I'll throw him back and see if I can get another. Yeah,
Jump back.
Gary's got one there. I don't think
There he goes.
he did a quick release there on him. He's in back in the water and gone. Got him on that little worm there. All right. There he is. Kinda got a little wild there after I cut the hook out of him. Good keeper fish. Right on that watermelon lizard. So anyway, I get a better picture of him anyway. We're gonna put him back in the water. He's gone. Gary, turn around there, throw it in there. That little plug. Need any needle nose?
Yes.
All right. Hold on a minute. I'll get him for you.
Fish.
We don't want to get a hook in her finger like Steve.
Get hold of that hook right there. It'll be all right.
Yeah.
Come on. Let me get this now first.
Yeah. It's a little old bass.
Yeah.
He's in there in a foot of water.
Yep. Looking at his tail, see if it was bloody or anything, man.
No. Looks like he's pretty healthy. No sign of any spawning on him either.
No.
Good fish.
Bye, buddy.
Yep. We thank you. Well, I thought it was on recording, then it went back to green. Okay, folks, I got a small one there, too. He's about 12, 14 inches, I guess, like that. Anyway, we'll throw him back and see if we can get another one.
Okay.
See, you got one there, a little nicer fish than what mothers we caught. Missed a few.
Yep.
Got off on him. And
Yep. All right.
he ain't 18 inches, but he's good fish.
Yeah, pretty, ain't he, Mike?
Pretty fish. You ain't kidding, he's pretty.
Man, I love catching them things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, Steve says he got a hold of something, didn't know what it was, but it's got his pole bent. Again. Oh my goodness. Oh,
What is that?
I don't know if he's bigger than he. I don't know if he'll fit the net. Looks like a drum to me.
That's what it looks like to me, too.
Yeah. Real big old drum. That don't gonna break him up that. Yeah. He's a good one. He's a good one.
Well,
Yeah, he go 20, 30 pounds. Yeah, that's a whopper.
you got my dang bait tangled up. Yeah. Yeah.
Guess you decided you want claws on that, don't you?
I think I'm gonna get it, maybe.
Got him by the top lip there. That. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. Why won't that thing come out of there?
Yeah, buddy. Finally got him unhooked there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, you know that. Ooh, he's going back to bite again. Yeah. That's a good Lord, man. Hopefully it lands a little bit fogged up. A little bit better slip picture. Yeah, he's good 16, 17 inch Lord, man.
Yeah, good in there, Mike.
Yeah, he go 3 pounds or better.
Yeah, good.
Put him back. Catch him again. Steve's got a nice one right there. Real nice smallie.
Yeah, got the dang hook. Get him, let's see.
It's run through and then the dip net's hooked on the outside of it. So
Yeah, I
get,
seen that.
get the dip net loose first. That way it all come out.
Sure enough.
Yeah, that's a real nice one there. He's close to 18 inches.
Yeah.
Better, yeah.
Every bit of it, Mike. I got
Every
the
bit of it.
measuring tape back there, but yeah.
Yes, sir. He's got a tail on him. Whew.
Yeah.
And monster.
Good deal. All right, we bet. Yeah, that's a heavy fish. Okay. I'll take care of him every day. All day long.
He's situated here. He's bait back in the water, and you catch him another one. Look over. Okay,
Got him.
you got him. All right, we're recording now. I got Steve out here.
That's what I used to catch 15, 18, and 20. That's a good fish right there.
Yeah,
Sure
real
is.
good fish.
All right, back in the water.
Hefty rascal.
Go ahead, jump all over Jordan back there.
All right. Thank you, Chandler.
Good
Yeah.
fish, good fish.
Yeah, that's looking good, looking good. Hope you still got a little bit of film left. But, you know, what we showed you all out there so far was summer nighttime fishing for me and Mike. And then, you and your brother, you guys walleye fished there several trips.
We did. We did. We was up there at the same time you guys were in the summertime.
Yeah.
We usually go out of Anderson County Park and we fish that area over there on the Powell. And I think you guys were out there one night. We called you, and you all were on the clinch. So,
Yeah.
But,
Sure
we
enough.
always have a lot of fun out there wildlife fishing, and we like going on full moon nights and throwing the crankbaits. We throw the red fins and the clowns. We throw a lot of different lures out there, and we enjoy that. We really do. And our dad and all of his buddies back in the day, they all trolled for them. They'd never go out and crank for them, but they'd troll all day long for, and them little old V-bottom aluminum crafts, and 15 horsepower.
No kidding.
I know how they feel now.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about it. You got a red worm on a hook, and you got a spinner in front of it, and you're just putting up and down the banks, and
boy, they get them too, those things. They'd be laying in them coolers like cordwood, man, on a hot August day, summertime, and we'd be out there skiing and go check on them, and we knew we was eating walleye that night.
I hear you. It's and you guys were catching fish that was eatable, and we was catching fish to throw them back. I figured that out, but that comes along with that tournament fishing type deal, and then the other times you just up there, to be cool and not so hot, and there towards the end of June and July and that kind of stuff. Next thing you know, it's so hot you can't stand it.
I know it. Back to the edible fish there. 2 weeks ago at the state tournament on Fort Loudon and Tellico, I caught a sauger, and that's the first one I've caught in a long time. Very similar to the walleye. I guess you could probably eat one of those. I guess.
I don't doubt that a bit.
I think I told my brother about it. He said, "Well, why didn't you bring that one home?" And of course, we don't have live wells, none of that stuff. But it was a big one. It was 20 inches. It was a good fish.
I had my nephew Scotty Russell with me when we were way up Tellico, and we came back. We put in up there. What was the name of that creek? Had a boat ramp on the left side there, and going up the highway, and whipped off there and put the boat in, and we fished. We caught some fish because I had a tournament there that come up weekend, and we was in 2 or 3 of them good creeks on the left up through there. Anyway, we started over to the boat ramp, and had one of them the 5 bait. You allowed for 3, and you only that kind of deal. What do we call that thing? It was 3-prong or a 5-prong setup, and I got over there next to the boat ramp, and that point came running out, and Scotty, I already let him out to go get the truck, and I threw back for that.
I guess they called Alabama
rig.
Yeah,
exactly right. I throwed that Alabama rig over there, and I just clicked that reel in and wound about 4 feet, and man, it was like boom. Next thing you know, I had a big walleye. I mean, a whopper in the boat, and I got my baits out from his mouth and put him in the live well and stepped up there, and Scotty was standing outside the truck at that time. and I drove back into that Alabama rig and threw that over there again, and I said, you won't never, probably never do that again, buddy. I didn't bit more, get that out of my mouth, and the fight was on again. I caught 2 big walleye there in this no time flat.
Yeah, that A-rig's a good. It's a good way to catch fish. All species. I think here in the state you can have you can have 5 prongs, but you can only have three
baits. That's
three
exactly
hooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other states vary, I think.
They-
And but here in Tennessee, I don't generally use them. I've got some. Every time I try to throw them, I feel like I'm throwing a chandelier out there in the water.
Yeah,
You know.
I hear you.
But they do work. They do
Yeah.
work. I've seen people catch a lot of fish on them.
Sure enough. But I was shocked that day for sure. I didn't think anything. I mean, it was a good, nice rocky point. You could tell it was right there. And then I was turned around and threw that thing over there and caught that first and threw it right back. Caught another one just like it. And
That's a
throw
good
them
one
in
to
the
get.
live well and
That's a good
stop
one.
down there and put a bag of ice on
That's
it.
right. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, sure enough.
We all had a good meal that night.
We
didn't we?
we did. Yeah,
Pick the stop at Food City and you can have you some surf and turf there on the way home.
Sure enough. But you know, been a lot of things in the past. The tournaments and this kind of thing. You never know what you're going to run into.
Never know. You never know what you're going to catch anymore. We were fishing, like I say earlier in your show tonight. I caught that muskie, and I think some of the other guys caught some sauger down there on Watts Bar that weekend. So you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
I think one of the challenges is to not catch any of these big old catfish. They'll tear your rod and reel up. They spin around and tangle everything up, and you're out there trying to win a tournament, and you're, next thing you know, you're having to rewind and put new line on your reels out there. It's something else.
Yeah, and they're probably 25 to 30 pound.
Oh
them
yeah,
dang catfish.
oh yeah, they're big ones out there.
And like you said, they just roll and roll and roll and roll and slime everywhere, and cut the line and move on.
That's right. Well, that was a good. We were talking about Mike's setup there with his sonar that he's got on the boat. I really like that. Mm-hmm. That's a good setup Mike has on there, and I bet that really does well for crappie fishing. That's excellent tool.
He is. Well, back last summer or last winter, we went 2 or 3 trips down the lake down there, and he was in that 44 foot of water, and I mean, you know,
he beats all ever saying. He can catch them when nobody can get a bite.
That was me. I could not get one to bite, and I was doing the same thing he was doing, and it was just every time he turned around, I got another one, and he'd wind them up real slow. Didn't want to blow none of them up or anything like that.
That's
He
right.
just is. I mean, just real easy with everything, and he'd get them up there a foot of water, and I'd get the net and throw it in the live well, and he's already dropped down hunting for another one. So,
that's the way it is. Let's get another one.
Let's get another one. But you know, to think that you're 44 feet of water, I didn't think much of it myself, but anyway, I had the same rig he had on.
Oh yeah.
And but he had the knack.
He's got the knack for it. That's for sure.
There's no doubt.
Well,
about
he's like us. You know, he's old school and he's skilled in it. And he knows where to go and he knows what to throw and he knows where they're at and he uses all that to his advantage, and he can sure get them.
Yeah.
We hope that he starts to get to feel a little bit better. And I'll have to say, Mike, you have to get better. I've been keeping your seat warm for you tonight, so you'll have to get back in here now. Get back in here around Thanksgiving. We want to watch you back here again.
Yeah, that's a fact. Chandler, we got any more film? All right, let us see some.
Golly, bum, man. I mean, I want you to look here. What a fish. Golly, bum. You talking about a whopper. That is a whopper. Man alive. All right, big boy. Back in the water you go. Man, oh man. There you go. Goodness gracious alive. God, bum. Come on, fish. There you go. All right. That's a good fish right there. Back in the water. right. Oh, now. Take it easy. Take it easy. Another good fish right there. Sure enough. Good. Back in the water. All right, folks. There's another good fish right there. For sure. Dang him right. Let's get him back to water. Oh, man. Come on now. There we go. There's another good fish, man. I'm telling you, we're doing good. All right. Good looking fish right there. Nothing wrong with that one. It's the first one this morning, so we'll get him back in the water. All right, there's a pretty looking fish right there now. Another one. That's a good deal. Back in the water with him. Yeah. There we go. All right, and there's you a good 3.5, 4 pounder right there, baby. Nice. I mean, a dandy. All right, back in the water we go. There you go. Goodness gracious. All right, folks, look at there, what a fish. That's a good looking fish right there. For sure. All right, back in the water with him. All right, there's another good fish, folks. Nothing wrong with that. Back in the water with him. Oh, yeah. Well, that's a nice fish right there now. Nothing wrong with that fish. Good, good. Back in the water with him. Here we go. Boom, he's gone. Yeah, we got a good picture of him there now. Try to get the full length of it. That fish, he's slim, but he's long. All right, we'll get him back in the water. Okay, folks, there's another pretty good fish right there. He's no giant by no means, but he sure did hit hard. All right, we'll get him back in the water and get another. Well, okay, so what's happened now? Again, that light went out again. All right, there's a good looking fish, folks. Nice and, yeah, boy, good picture on him right there, back in the water. Okay, but dandy, the one little tick right there, you can get rid of him back there, a good deal. All right, there he is. Good looking fish, Scotty.
Dirty markings.
Yeah, yeah, sure enough. Back in the water. Yeah, all right.
The lip.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Good picture, good fish.
Yeah, you go back.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That's a pretty good fish right there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, boy. Back in the water. There we go. All right. Fish number 2. Let's see here. There we go. All right. There's another fish. Good size fish right there too. Yeah, boy. All right. Back in the water with him. There's another good fish right there. Good deal. Back in the water with him. All right, there's another good fish, folks. Nothing wrong with that. Get him back in the water. Yeah, nice looking fish right there. Nothing wrong with that. Back in the water with him. Okay. Yeah, there's another good fish. Well, it's been slow today. Been slow. All right, back in the water. All right, folks, there's a good looking fish right there now. Sure enough. Shadows has got him there. Let me get him over here a little bit. Yeah, now a lot better. All right, back in the water with him. Yeah, buddy. That's good. Nothing wrong with that fish right there now. Back in the water with him. All right. There's another pretty good fish. Good deal. Got him there. Yeah. Yeah, nice one. Nice one.
All right, Chandler. Sounds good.
Good
Jeff,
fish.
huh?
Good fish right
Some
there.
good fish.
Good, healthy fish.
Good, yeah, no doubt. How much time do we have left, Chandler? About 10 minutes. Good. All right. We had some night fishing there, had some day fishing there, and you and your brother was, like we said earlier, was into the walleye fishing and that kind of thing. I don't know, from what I've seen here in the last month and a half, Mike and I made a trip to Norris a month and a half ago, and we fished up there that night, and we only caught four or five fish, and we were disappointed. And I told Mike, I said, I'm not coming back till the water cools down. So if you want to go get somebody or go by yourself, but I said I'm going to wait till the water goes down and.
I noticed that about a month ago. It kind of slowed down for me too about a month ago.
Yeah.
I think it's slowly picking back up on Norris a little bit. Like I say, that water needs to cool down a little bit more, I think, Steve.
Yeah.
Up there.
I'm looking forward to it, and you know, it's just the right thing to do. For some reason or another, I usually during December I can go up there and take a deep running crankbait, and like you said, every one of them dang points, there's a smallmouth on.
That's right. Rocky Point's there in December, January, February. That water gets down there upper 40s. It's time to start throwing that banded and some crankbaits on those points. They'll be on there.
Yeah,
they'll be there.
Yeah,
we fished it ever since we were kids, so we know it too. It'd be a good time for that. I'm ready for it. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself, and but there again, I'm not going to get up there too dadgum early either, for the reason of what we just talked about, and you know, so give them a chance to get in there where they need to be. You know, right off them Rocky Points up through there. Sure enough.
Both the Powell and the Clinch really good that time of the year. Both of them are good.
Yeah.
And the Cove Creek section over there. My brother and I, we grew up over there. We know it pretty well. We'll fish it all the way toward the little dam up there around Cove Creek.
Right. That's Cove Creek is a good place. I've caught several fish out of there. Myself, and just It's just a good place.
It is, it is.
That's all you can make out of it.
It
And
is.
then, you go turn right around and head up towards Lost Creek. Pretty much the same Popeye thing.
That's right. We were out there about a month and a half ago, and we actually found a little color in the water at Lost Creek.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of color up there. We didn't catch many fish, maybe one or two. We was in a boat together, and but right now it's pretty clear. The lake's real clear right now. It needs to cool down a little bit, and then let the wind blow a little bit, put a little bit of ripple in the top, and then we'll throw those crankbaits in there around the bank.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. We'll have to try to make sure that we get that done before Christmas, and get back from vacationing myself while we'll try to get up there if it's cool enough.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I don't know what the water temperature up there right now is, but we can surely find out.
I'll try to test the water for you a little bit there in December. Things are going to kind of slow down for me a little bit, and I'll let you know what's going on there, and you guys get on up there and go back to Point 19 and fish the Clinch. Maybe try Harris County Park and go up to Powell a little bit.
Yeah, gosh, been all over them places. Just hadn't been to them in years because of my tournament fishing over the years and this, that, and the other. But anyway, looking forward to it. Enjoy the sandy beach down there next week, and get back home, and my batteries will be charged.
All right. That's right. Well, you'll be recharged too after you take a little Florida vacation.
Sure enough.
You and your family, your wife, have a good time down there. Be a good time to go.
It will.
Be a good time.
Do want to get back to our sponsors, which we only have one, and he's the best, and that's International Union of Operating Engineers. Guys, we can't thank you enough. And ladies, we can't thank you enough for what you all do. All I'm asking you to do is be safe and watch what you're up against, and so that we don't have anybody with injured or whatever. And I really appreciate each and every one of you. David Ray, if you get a chance, give us a call on our way home, or you can call sometime tomorrow or in the next few days. Let us know what's going on. But we do want to take care of business here at the studio, and we've had some good fishing.
Good. It's been a good night tonight. Lots of fish caught the last week and all through the month of October. Those were some good crappie that Mike had, and I had a little luck there on the Little Emery and Watts Bar there a couple weeks ago, and Tellico, Fort Loudon. Things are getting a little bit better as we get a little bit colder. It's beautiful just to be out on the lake right now.
Yeah,
it's really nice out there. It's pretty much close to peak season for the fall foliage out there on both lakes.
Agreed. That's definitely for a fact, without a doubt. Chandler, you got any film left? All right. I'm glad you finally cleared all that up. Now we can start fresh.
Maybe we'll have a caller. Maybe might call in.
May have a caller call in.
We got about 5 minutes here.
Got about 5 minutes.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
We're down to 3 minutes.
Down to 3 minutes. Okay. Folks, we've enjoyed it. It's been wonderful me having Jeff here with me tonight.
I appreciate you having me, brother.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure when you call me. I had no doubt to come down and help you guys out and fill in for Mike.
Yeah.
Mike's probably at home watching. Like I say, Mike, I'm keeping your seat warm for you for the next episode. So get feeling better and get on in here, and we'll be watching you guys.
Yeah, sounds good. We can't thank you all enough. Like I said, you guys at the Union Hall, we just love you to death. Appreciate you, Chandler. We're ready to go. Let people know what we represent.
That's what we're all about. We do try to do an honest day's work for the people, and we've got operators from all over the DOE sites, TVA sites, the outside contractors. We're just about everywhere you see a heavy piece of equipment, good chance that you'll see an operating engineer on it, rather it be Barnhard. I'd like to mention them, All Crane, and all of them that's signatory to us. We have over 100 contractors that's signatory to us, so I definitely appreciate those guys all the way in Chattanooga, Kingsport, Tullahoma, throughout all the way up to Johnson City. So we do cover a big area, and just let us know if we can be any help to local contractors that come through these areas. We'll definitely send you some people.
All right, David. I appreciate all those good words, and we'll get this on the air. And I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.
Student athlete, because if you make yours harder, he make his easier. Where am I going next year? You got to keep the great athletes now. You got to keep them, and then you get then all the great athletes. They all know each other now. They all on Twitter. They all on Instagram.